100 push-ups. Good to see you. No, I wasn't counting my shirts. I was counting my push-ups. Hello. Hello. Cheers.
3 days, but we coming back like it's been a year to party.
Cheers.
Can I get some nodders in chat?
You will find Victor Novikov basking in the spotlight, while Dalia Margolis hosts the heavily guarded auction on the second floor for a group of Iago's top customers.
Spending large amounts, getting hard to count, and pile up to a mountain. Auctioneer was astounded, the vault looking like a fountain, the vault looking hella crowded. It's no clown show, it's just a last time. Just in time for a chat is never taught it. I know it's rare to see we taking losses hardly. We back together now, it's hard for us to part, yeah. It's time to party.
Hello, welcome to Marketing Monday. Look at this cosmetic timer here that's going to go off in just a second. But I should be sticking to the schedule. As we have a nice presentation to get to. Just knocked out 100 push-ups, feeling good, feeling fresh, feeling froggy. How are you guys doing? That's potentially one big A. What does that mean? What does that mean? Hi, Bricks. Hi, Disco. Hi, Sunbeam. Hi, Azaki. Hi, Half Asian Kevin Bacon. Half Asian Kevin Bacon. Interesting name. Atrioc, you look like Chris Bumstead. Who is that? I don't know who that is. Should I Google it? Chris Bumstead. This is what I look like? That's really kind of you. I don't know that I see it. I don't... Or like this? This? You're seeing a big resemblance here. Twinning. He's kind of small, right? You know what I'm saying? I feel like I've put on a lot more mass, a lot more muscle than this guy. Nice mustache, though. I have SAT tomorrow. Can we move Marketing Monday up? No. Nope. We can't, but thanks for asking. Good luck on your SAT. Tapped into my first ever Atrioc stream, bro only streams past my bedtime. What is it with you guys and sleep schedules? Just stay up. It gets you smarter. All right? It all works out in the end. Nobody ever got any healthier by having a good sleep schedule. Fact. Einstein himself once stayed up till 6, 7 a.m. on benders every single night, and he's the smartest man that ever lived. Fact. Oh, here's my watch. Hey, sure. Are you trying to look at the Reno 911? Are you guys, is this all on my mustache here? Yeah, I have a stash. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with a stash, dude. Especially when you're, listen, yeah, do I have a backup career as a police officer? Sure. Sure. Am I going to join the service? Yes, of course. Am I going to coach a European soccer team? Yes. This is what I'm getting my mustache phase. It opens up a lot of career opportunities. Okay? 0 mustache, I can stream. 1 mustache, I can be a cop. I could be a dad. I could be a coach. Does Ari like it? I'll tell you honestly. Ari likes it when this part grows in more. She likes it when it's a direct copy of the Henry Cavill in Mission Impossible. But when I shave this part down more, she's like, I don't know. She wants more. She wants a full facial hair with extra mustache. She doesn't want just mustache. Women, right? They don't get it. Is this advice from Chinese social media? To be honest, all of their advice had nothing to do with my facial hair. All of their advice had more to do with wear shirts that don't make you look poor and get lip filler. So we'll see how much I can apply. How's your March Madness brackets doing, lil bro? First of all, don't call me lil bro. And second of all, I didn't do one because I don't care. I'm sorry. I got no problem if you care. People care about a lot of things I don't care about. And I care about things you don't care about, all right? It all adds up, but I don't care. It's not something I think is that, people fill it out, it doesn't work. They talk about it all, It's just the same thing as talking about gambling to me. It's so boring. I like to gamble. I hate talking about gambling. Oh, God. People talking about, I bet on this and then the upset happened, or I bet I fucking moved all in, but then the guy flipped an ace on the river. Makes me want to fucking blow my brains out. It's the most boring. Atrioc, be honest. Do you think there was any chance this stream would have been about anything? It's a stream's about marketing, baby. We got a huge topic today. We have been collating all of these interesting stories about marketing and business in the world of food over the past few weeks, and we've put them all together into one presentation, one themed presentation that I think is quite interesting. I think it's quite fun. And of course, everyone loves talking about food and food marketing. So, Atrioc, my wife, and my dog's wife always called you Small Lips Brandon. So you really need them lip fillers, lil bro. Your dog's wife called me Small Lips Brandon. I feel like my lips are an appropriate size. I think it'd be crazy if I showed up tomorrow and my lips were like juiced to the gills. I was doing some kind of lip filler situation. That doesn't sound smart to me. That doesn't sound like an appropriate long-term branding play. Need some aviators and cigars? I could fuck around with
Just a love story, yeah. You're just in time for a chat is never tardy. I know it's rare to see we taking losses hardly. We back together.
Let's get this timer started.
For us to part, yeah. It's time to party, yeah.
Now, event security will keep a watchful eye on any suspicious activity.
Permission granted.
Could I trust your
Permission to
tireless
swag out.
watch of
Permission
the
granted.
Good luck, 47.
Yeah, appearances timeless, so true. Dripping so hard on the fountain of youth.
What'd you think of the rap civil war? Bro, I just think it's a little... I think people are desperate for a story, bro. It feels so... this doesn't feel like a big enough diss. I don't know. It's like 1/18 of what the Control verse was, and we're making it out like it's just as big. I don't know. The song is such a light... It's a light tap. They randomly bring it in Keem and JID. And then, yeah, everyone's just... I don't know. It's interesting, I guess. I feel like... Kendrick doesn't make enough music for someone to, like... There's no way... He talks about, like, on Control, how he's gonna... rap so good that people don't want to hear one more noun or verb from his competitors. But like, if they did that, they just wouldn't have any music. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't have enough. Holy, that stash is actually so good. I wouldn't normally compliment the Glizzard. You could just say nice stash. You don't have to do a whole Glizzard thing. Atrioc, do you check your YouTube email recently? Wait, what's the best way to send you a proposal presentation? A proposal presentation? What does that mean? Like you've proposed a presentation, or you want to propose to me via presentation? I'm married. I am married. So I can't, that second one will be no go.
Wouldn't expect it, I pulled every sleuth, yeah. Red nose, red dot, we gon' shoot. We shoot to kill you, some big shoes to fill you, some big shoes for real. Zoom through the hills, you some huge movement skill.
Atrioc, are you excited for the Fortnite update tomorrow? Not really. I'm more of an old school Fortnite player, you know? People that started late last year. That's like... Us old school Fortnite heads, we see the game differently. We don't like how things have changed so much. We're OGs. Do you know what I'm saying? We like, I covered the timer and now nobody can see it. Holy shit, you're an OG. Exactly. Back when you had to open those vaults, you know, that was a different time. It was a better time for the game. It's not the same. Hey, Big A, are you keeping that mustache for a challenge or something? No, I'm just wearing it. I might wear it to... So early warning to anyone watching. I am leaving on Wednesday this week to fly to Copenhagen with Aiden. Aiden and I are doing our yearly boys trip, and we're going to go to Copenhagen, and we're going to watch CS2, and we will be gone for a week. So if you're in Copenhagen and like CS2, maybe we'll see you. It'll be fun. And I may do a backpack stream. Actually, I really want to do a backpack stream. I'm going to try and film something, ideally with the Hitman devs. I'm trying to do stuff, all right? I'm working on it. But I won't be live on this setup, location, situation. Oh, wait. Let me see if I can... Where the fuck is my YouTube? Oh, he's still uploading, huh? We have time. Oh, Lord. Wait. wait. I know I said I'd never do a thumbnail stream, and I won't. But you may hear some clicking sounds. It's not a thumbnail stream. It's not a thumbnail stream. Actually, I think I'm literally just going to have a picture of Vladimir Putin. I think that's it. I think it's going to be a picture of Vladimir Putin. That is it. We changed nothing else. Putin wins election. Yeah. I need... Now, this is the content I pay for. All right, we got a timer here, as you understand. As you well understand, we are counting down. I gave my cats too much catnip, and now they are freaking out. Talk to them. Talk to them. Talk them down from the ledge. Talk about your hopes and your dreams and your feelings. That'll get them off the edge. Hey, Big A, I've never been into reading books, but I picked up Red Rising and absolutely loved and devoured it. Boom, baby, PogChamp. Are you reading book 2? I think it gets way... I think, as much as I like book 1, I think 2 and 3 I liked way more. Happy to convert you. Hope you enjoyed. So glad. You know, that's awesome. Again, all it takes is one book, bro. One book, and suddenly you become a reader. And all of a sudden, you realize that it could be fun. I feel like school does a bad job of reminding people that reading could be fun. And, like, you can sit there and read, and your imagination runs wild. I'm sounding like a librarian, but it's true. It's like, reading can be based. Books are or you could think that books are a liberal hoax. Another option is that books are simply a liberal hoax. What does that exactly mean? Does that mean that do you think books aren't real? And they are created by, like, every time a liberal opens a book, they're pretending to read, but they're not actually, something in there? Is that what you're saying? You're saying Joe Biden invented books as a way to steal votes from Donald Trump. I see. That actually does track. That is a dark Brandon move. He would do that. The LeBron method, if you will. Yeah, it's true. Actually, if we want proof that books aren't real, we need to look no further than LeBron James always being on page 1. Interesting, LeBron. If books were real, you'd think you would move forward. Books are a marketing ploy by Big Lumber. What about ebooks? What about ebooks? I don't know what's... Big Lumber is looking for a reason to chop down more trees, so they invented books.
skills. You try and prove I won't stay. The show is just a start, yeah. You're just in time for a chat is never taught.
How's your weekend?
I know it's rare to see we take it.
How was everybody's Sunday? I was not live. I have no idea what the vibe check is.
It's time to part. The show is just a start, yeah. You're just in time for a chat is never taught, yeah. I know it's rare to see we taking losses hardly.
Had no power. Wait, where do you live? Exact address, please. I watched Nightmare Alley. Did you see what happened when Slantis went and had 400? Slantis went in and had 400 people take a mandatory work from home for one day, then had a Zoom call and fire them. That's crazy. But like I've said, again, I personally don't have a problem with someone firing over Zoom as long as it's a one-on-one call. And, you know, I think it's more important that they have a good severance package, and even more important, they don't overhire and then have to fucking fire people in mass. But I don't know. I don't think driving into work, especially if you have a long commute, just to get fired is like makes you any less happy. Atrioc, you got to watch Shogun. Shit is gnarly and you'll love it. At the white boy meeting, we already decided that every white boy has to watch Shogun because it's half. Actually, it's more than half. It's like 80% about how this fucking Giga Chad white guy crash lands in Japan and like teaches them the value of honor. I do watch it. I watch it every week. We have a Shogun Sundays at my house with Shake Drizzle and Ludwig and Rachel Blair. And it's very Last Samurai pilled though. Especially on this last episode. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I do think it's just funny that like... it's funny how... We were talking about it afterwards. It's funny how... like, they make out this fucking... basically pirate, you know, English sailor ready to kill Portuguese people out to be like the hero of, you know, how Japan doesn't understand his noble ways. It's a little odd. That part's a little odd. But I do think that the first of all, the acting, the cinematography, the sets, the costumes, everything's fucking heat. I also love a good Game of Thrones style power plays. I love that. I don't think the white dudes glorify us all. I think you're a little silly. I think you're a little silly, bro. I don't think the average person, a fucking sailor on an English ship in the 17th century, is behaving like with modern sensibilities. Which he basically acts as like a modern viewer's into the world of Japan. He has like modern sensibilities. But it's fun. I mean, it's fun. And it's also everything about it is so high quality that I like it. What out of 10? I mean, to me, it's like a fucking 8. Maybe I'll see how I say after the full thing's over, but it's a real riveting watch. I really enjoyed it. Super short and funny tie ad. We have ads to watch today. Don't get me wrong. What up, Tier Zoo? How are you doing? How you been, TZ? Hey, Truck, I'm about to watch Marketing Man with my grandparents today. A good day. You are sitting down, be honest. You are sitting down right now with your grandparents watching this stream. That makes me uncomfortable. That makes me uncomfortable because I feel like I'm going to curse and say things that I'm going to yell at chat. I'm going to... I feel like I am playing to a certain audience. And when I think that grandparents are watching... Just let them know that I guess they've seen it all and done it all, dude. They get it. What up, Gramps? This makes me feel like a weirdo for choosing 2.5 Men rewatch over Listen, you don't have to like Shogun. I do think that's insane to be like, I gotta watch 2.5 Men on a rewatch. I think that's crazy. But you know what? At the end of the day, teach their own. Who the fuck am I to say, you know? Watch what you want to watch, bro. Put on Young Sheldon if you must. Atrioc, I'm watching the stream on tablet and then watching you on YouTube on my TV. Only 2? Little bro, only 2 screens? You couldn't possibly put me on your phone and on your desktop PC and on your laptop so that I can get the rev? Like what everyone in chat here is doing fucking at least 6 and you're out here on 2? I assume that most of you break into a closed Best Buy and turn me on every single TV there. At least my YouTube channel. That's what I assume. That's what I was hoping for. If you're not doing that, what the hell's going on? Okay. I need to like stretch this Putin face out. Sorry. Futura bold. Italics. Get this big. Yeah, stretch it out like that. Exactly. Okay, perfect. Thumbnail POV. Yeah, I think this is fine. I think this is a good. Actually, I think I overstretched it. It looks kind of weird now. Wait, you'll see it when it goes up. You'll see it when it goes up. Okay. I think that's good. I'm not going to overthink it, you know? We'll figure it out later if it's bad. I need to get this up before I go live with Marketing Monday. What else is going on? Anything non-food? Because all the topics today, or at least the vast majority, are about food marketing and interesting things in the world of food. Is there anything else in the world? Oh, I need to add wins and fails. Shit! Hold up. Oh, hold up. I have to add the wins and fails icon to the top of the thing. Urgent. Oh, Kate Middleton. Dude, can I say something that's going to be controversial about the Kate Middleton situation? Here's what's controversial. Everyone was talking about it, and it was the hot goss, and it was like, where is she? Is she dead? And then we find out that it's just something really sad, like she has cancer. And now it's not, it feels like not a story I want to talk about. That's what, because it just feels like I'm invading the privacy of a woman that has cancer. There's nothing fun about it. That's my hot take, is that like she should have thought about that and not gotten cancer, because then it would have been more fun for us to gossip. How is that controversial? Well, that's the controversial part. Cancer is bad content, and that was, until that point, it was great content. Make cancer fun again. I guess Breaking Bad. All right, if Kate Middleton goes Breaking Bad and starts like selling meth, then we have content again. But if it's just like, you know, her trying to get well, then I don't see the content. I heard Ted Lasso was filing a lawsuit against Atrioc LLC for stealing his image and likeness. Is this even very Ted Lasso pilled? Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso. Well, I guess. Actually, it is more Lasso-esque than I thought. Yeah, but he doesn't have the stubble. My stubble's a little light today. I just shaved it. That's the problem. Is I just shaved it. But it's gonna grow in. It grows fast, as I've proven many times. Give us a thumbs up. It's over here. It's over here. White people. Chills. Hey, easy Halloween costume. Let me tell you that. Although I'm incredibly late. If I did Ted Lasso this year, God. No, instead I'll do something cool and new, like the Joker. Instead, I'm gonna do the Joker. I'm gonna do the whole why so serious. You know, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try and keep things fresh. From the past week in marketing and business. Okay. Ole. Ladies and gentlemen, I just need to find my fucking Wins and Fails logo. It's not that much to ask. All I need to do is have some... Dude, the problem is I have 800,000 layers. It's just one big Photoshop file. 800,000 layers, and one of them, layer fucking 143, is the Wins and Fails logo. And I turned it off, and now I can't find it. Oh, piss! This is a disaster, dude. All I have to do is find this, and I can upload it, and then I'll be done. Oh, I know how I can find it. I'll just simply open up a recent thumbnail. Right. Hear me out. A recent thumbnail where I used it. Yup, this worked. Oh my God, I'm actually a fucking genius. And then it'll be at the top, and it was. That's called thinking. That's called thinking. Export. Save. Wins and Fails V377. Save. And now I go public. And like an IPO, baby. Atrioc stock on the rise, even when the market drop. You know what I'm saying? Big dog call the shots. Y'all should call me Brand the Boss. Did you buy Adobe or did you pirate it like the rest of us? I actually low-key. Should I even say this? I feel like I shouldn't. I'll tell you, but you can't. You guys have to promise this is between us. Okay? Promise this is between us. It's not either of those two answers, if you can believe it. Oh. Here is the promise. Okay. So I worked at Twitch in a marketing social media capacity role, and they bought me a Photoshop account. But it wasn't under my name. And so I believe years later, I am still using that same account. I'm still using that same account. I think they are still paying for it. They do not notice. They do not care. And so I assume one day they will cut the cord on that and I'll have to pay or pirate. But I haven't had to make that choice yet. Thank you, Jeff Bezos. Although I technically still work for him. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm still making Twitch money. They actually take a cut of all of my subs. So if anything, I'm just getting a little bit of that back. Do you know what I'm saying? If anything, I'm just getting a little bit of that back. They're still net profiting on me. It's a cut on the cut. It's a perk of the job. If anything, they're getting a great deal. Exactly. Exactly. If I ever switch to YouTube, then they can cut my Photoshop. But until then, it feels like you're really... we're not even close to this timer being right. Just give me another fucking 10 minutes, bro. Are you kidding me? I'm going to just jump into it right away. I haven't even been able to talk to anything yet. I just make this timer 40 minutes to begin with. Time guesser? No. Time fucking guesser. Dude, it's a good topic today. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to jump. I want to get the vibe going, and I want to keep talking to people about interesting things before we jump into it. Job that gives perks. I'm not off the perk, if that's what you're saying. Glad Twitch chose to lay someone off instead of cancel Big Ace Photoshop. And they are equivalent. 1 year's Photoshop for a corporation is equivalent to one full-time job in San Francisco. That is correct. That is how they do it. I was talking to the head of finance, and he's like, yeah, we either have to lay off 500 people or find one cost saving somewhere of a few $100. And he's scratching his head and looking at the books, and he couldn't figure it out. He's like, all right, we got to lay off 500 people. It was an either or, and it is my fault. It comes back to my... Hey, Atrioc, I am in a college 3,000 level cryptocurrency class. Excuse me? We had to do a presentation about altcoin. I did dog coins. What the fuck are you paying your school for? What are you learning in cryptocurrency class? 3,000 level? And you're doing a presentation on Dogecoin? He's at Trump University. Hustler. Bro goes to Hustlers University? Holy shit, Professor Tate gave you an A on this one? There's no fucking way, dude. There's no way. What? Dude, the only, fundamentals that fucking intelligent crypto investors talk about is that, price goes up. It all comes back to price goes up. Everything... all the math is fucking fraudulent. Everything is just layered on top of this one little fucking domino that, if price goes up. If it doesn't go up, none of it makes any sense. None of it... There's nothing there. And then if you ever question that, they go, have fun staying poor. Bro, I'm not poor. I think it's dumb. I don't know. My professor was like the 8th ever Bitcoin miner. What? Okay. Atrioc, do you miss getting expensed lunch, travel from corporate work? Bro, getting something expensed is always nice, but you understand that, they do that for a reason. If they're giving you dinner, it's because you're staying at the office late. If they're giving you travel, it's because you have to go do something. It's not it's not like a blank check. I'm not going somewhere for fun. I did do at Twitch, especially more than Nvidia even. I talk about how I got exhausted of it and I ended up getting kind of burnt out and unhappy. But for the first 2 years of it, when I was just traveling every single weekend to a different gaming event on Twitch's dime, it really is nothing to complain about. The only problem is you work all week and then you work on the weekend because you're traveling, and then your apartment becomes a shithole and you never do laundry and you realize that everything I'm doing is for work and I haven't built any sort of life. And then you're riding the bus one day and you're like, wow, this is my dream job and I'm sad. That was my Twitch journey, but like it was 2 years of like, this is the coolest shit in the whole world. So I think you gotta understand that everything's a balance. Anyway, what I'm saying is I don't particularly miss it because I've seen the highs and lows of it. Obviously, like, it is cool, but I think getting into a more balanced life is the coolest thing of all. You know, finding a way to get everything in sort of an equilibrium to where you're not constantly. Big A, any stock investment tips for someone who doesn't want the number to go down? Oh, so you want the guaranteed up stock? Oh, sure. Oh, I'm glad you asked. No one ever asks this good question. Oh, you want me to give you the guaranteed up one? I keep that secret for the real fans. The one that, for no matter what, will go up and make you money, and there's no risk at all. Yeah. Yes, let me unlock that for you. NVIDIA. Yeah, NVIDIA, baby. There's no way it could go down. There's no way it could go down. Everyone knows when you see a stock go pure vertical, that's when you know that it is due to keep going up. Throughout history, anytime you've ever seen a stock go straight vertical like this, that means you are at the beginning of an uptrend that can never end. Many such examples of this never stopping. And at this rate of growth, it will be bigger than the entire stock market alone within a couple years, which makes total sense. So, perfect. Invest for success. You know what Warren Buffett always says is buy high, sell higher. And he was talking about smoking weed. So if you write that shit down, I swear to God, you will be smoking that kush, you'll be making that good money. I don't know. I'm just here to help, bro. I'm just here to help. That's all I'm trying to do is here to help. Atrioc, if my friend was a low-level employee at a company and my friend thought it was going to go public, how could my friend capitalize on it financially? You are attempting to insider trade, but openly using air quotes to me on a public stream that's clippable. I love that. If you are an employee at a company that you think is going to go public, first of all, going public is no guarantee that the stock will raise in value. It's an attempt to sort of offload that to regular investors and hope. So no guarantee as of yet. If you can get some shares, you know, that's good. But as a low-level employee, they're not going to just give them to you. I don't know if there's much you can do, my friend. The fact that you work there doesn't give you any sort of special, I mean, unless they offer as part of your plan to buy, maybe you can buy into the IPO, but even then you're taking a risk. I don't know. I can't, there's nothing I can give you. There's nothing you can, it has to kind of already be public for you to do insider trading. Atrioc, why does some companies stay private? I mean, many reasons, but you know, the nicest of them is that you don't have to disclose anything. You don't have to like let the entire world know how you're doing financially every quarter. You don't have to be like, hey, this is how much money we made. This is how much money we lost, etc. You don't have to do any of that. It's private. And because of that, you're not beholden to shareholders in a short-term way like public companies are. So if you're a public company like, you know, Walmart or something, and people buy 40, 80% of your fucking shares, they demand that you constantly keep the stock juiced up. They're constantly demanding like, hey, why is the stock down? Get profits up. Keep going quarter by quarter. Like Boeing, you know, for example. And when that's the case, sometimes managers of companies become very short-term minded. They know they're only going to work there 3-6 years, and the long-term negative effects of their decisions will hit for someone else. Like if I'm a CEO of a public company, I could be like, hey, all I got to do is juice the stock for 3 years, get a huge pay package, quit, get a golden parachute, probably literally in Boeing's case, get the fuck out, no problems. And that's the next guy's problem whenever I fuck this whole company over. And that's what happens. They become very short-term minded. That's one of the problems of public companies. Not all of them, of course, but that's one of the risks. Also, you could be a private company like Elon Musk and Twitter and still be very short-term minded, cutting costs nonstop to try and help pay off your debt bill. And the website gets worse and worse every fucking day. So, you know, public and private can both be bad. Twitter is so shit. X.com. I'm actually going to start calling it X because it's gotten so bad, it doesn't even feel right to call it Twitter. I thought Twitter was bad before, dude. I actually am seriously noticing on a daily basis how dog shit the website has become. It really is so bad. Like, I've been addicted to Twitter for such a long time. And now I'm literally finding myself just not interested because the replies are all bad. The shit I get served is so bad. There's so many more bots. That was his whole thing, was bots, and now there's more bots than ever. It's bad, dude. And then like, what was I gonna show you? There was a brand. Oh, where is this? I saw some brand new stat. Yeah, I think that like, dude, where is it? I have to find it because I really want you guys to see this, and it'll be perfect. Maybe I liked it. Put it in my notes. It's like shockingly down. Oh, here it is. No, that's not it. Fuck. Dude, I need to find a better way to... is this it? I don't know, bro. Twitter traffic down 23%. I'm actually just fucking searching. Anyway, it was a chart of traffic to all major social media platforms, and Twitter's is the fucking, it's nosedives. It's down like 23, 24%. Oh, timer. What's going on here? Atrioc, have you seen the phenomenon on Facebook right now where it's become sort of an Ouroboros of AI bots feeding each other content, which has led to a sort of weird series of creepy AI body horror combinations of Jesus and airplanes? Your name is Henry Cavill's CGI mustache? Wait, I'm interested in your question, but also your username. What was this new? Did you just make this? Or have you always had this username? I can't tell. You been having this? Wow, that's just right. That fucking hit, dude. You pre-planned. You pre-planned this shit. That's wild. By the way, one more note on Mission Impossible. I finally got around to watching Dead Reckoning Part 1 again. I've been doing a full rewatch. I finally caught up. It's trash. It's the worst Mission Impossible. Maybe it edges out too because of the one good stunt. It's actually the worst. I mean, maybe it's the second worst. But it's such a fall off compared to the previous two, which were actually on rewatch. I really liked them. I don't know. I guess I remember seeing it in theaters and thinking, okay. But on rewatch, I was like, man, I just think it lost so much from the. I don't know. That's my honest Mission Impossible fan opinion as someone who has now watched the entire series multiple times and just did a full in a row rewatch. Yeah, Fallout. Fallout's my favorite. Fallout is just a grand movie. It's a great action adventure movie. It's an all-timer. You know, it's a classic. Good heroes, good villains. What's the point of this timer? Quit bitching about the timer, okay? It gets the job done. Fallout is awesome, but Rogue Nation was good too. I like Rogue Nation. I like Fallout. I like Ghost Protocol. I like 3. I like 1. That's 5. And I just think Mission Impossible 2 is very early 2000s goofy. Very early 2000s goofy. And then the new one is like a real chore, a real bore, a real snore. Why do you never mention Vape Nation? I'm sorry, do you think there was a Mission Impossible Vape Nation? Do you think there was a Mission Impossible 8 Vape Nation where Tom Cruise went around the fucking globe puffing fat clouds? Would I watch that? Yes. Of course I would. Would Fulcrum be the villain who turns out to be a good guy? Yes. That would be an awesome casting. Or a good guy turns out to be a villain. Isn't he like really red pilled now or something? It could be, yeah, because, okay, one thing I'll say, and this is kind of a spoiler for my video that I've been working on the script for. I just have to say it, all right? If you're a live stream viewer, you get a spoiler for the videos. Mission Impossible is a series about a organization called the IMF, the Impossible Mission Force. That is a covert org in the United States government to handle impossible missions, okay? Not once in any of these movies do they ever actually work for the IMF. They go rogue every single movie. Like, one of them's called Rogue Nation, but every single movie they're like, oh shit, we've been disavowed, we have to go rogue. And it's like, in the first 30 minutes of every movie, they're like, oh yeah, we've been betrayed, we have to go rogue. And it's like, not once do they just do a mission for the IMF. It's already so crazy to have an IMF, and then they don't ever work for them. But what's funny is at the end of every movie, it resets to normal, and they're like friends again. They're like, okay, we're back in the IMF. It's back to normal. But then the second the next movie starts, they have to go rogue again. And nobody ever believes him. Never. In any of those movies, they never believe Tom Cruise is a good guy. They're always like, oh, he's clearly broken bad. He's finally betrayed the IMF. And it's like, all right, well, he saved the world 6 times, and we thought this every single time. And they still... How is Tom Cruise still considered A-list? You are a fake. Tom Cruise gives his life to cinema. He drives motorcycles off cliffs and parachutes in his fucking 50s or 60s. He's been putting cinema on his back for his whole life, and you're gonna kick him out of the A-list while he's still doing his biggest movie ever, Top Gun Maverick, less than a few years ago? You are a fake, dude. What have you done for me lately, Tom Cruise? Is that what you're saying? That's crazy, bro. That's crazy, bro. Give the man his flowers, dude. He's one of the all-time movies. Actually, there's an argument that could be made, and I will extend the timer to make it. There's an argument that can be made that the entire concept of a broad-based global movie star is ending. Because as the world gets incredibly more fractured, as Hollywood competitors in Korea and India start to pop up, as movies become more localized and built for local audiences, and social media creates stars that have more limited scope to certain niches, we may never have a global movie star like Tom Cruise again. He may be the last of a dying breed, him and a few others, but top 10 actors are all the same as a decade ago. I think that is true. I mean, in music and in movies, we are seeing a lot of people who were popular 10 years ago still topping the charts because post-smartphone era, culture fractionalized so much. It's hard to get a broad, bankable star There's not. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. They're coming in. Timothy Chalamet is a breakout. Maybe Sydney Sweeney now, maybe, but like, it's not. You know, that would have been unthinkable of a 10-year gap if you go back to like the 80s to the 90s or something like that. It's just different. You know what I'm saying? This is why Weird Al stopped making parodies, because there is no singular cultural moment to parody. Did he say that? If he said that, that's interesting. It's fascinating. I do think there's some truth to it where, especially in music, it's become so personalized. Everyone's radio is TikTok now, and no one has the same feed. It's just it's difficult to find like the song of the summer. It's so different for everyone. It's like, it's become very decentralized. I don't even think it's a bad thing. You know, a monoculture is not necessarily a good thing. I'm not even in support of it. I think this could be an interesting evolution. I just think one thing we may lose from that is the concept of like certified. Everyone knows I'm A-list global movie star. I think that's like, I feel like The Rock is like the most, I don't know. Hey, Big A, just got back from lunch. It's going to be hard to think about more food, but I will for you. Oh, good, exciting. Because we have a food-based marketing Monday today. Do I have everything ready? Do I have everything ready? Steve L's. Yeah. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Yes, sir. Let's just get a fucking 2 more minutes. And this is it. That's the last extension. The last general culture was probably Game of Thrones. I mean, I'm sure there's been things since then, but like, I do think, yeah, I do agree on some level that like, has there been anything as, actually Dune 2 is kind of hitting it right now. Dune 2 is pretty big. Probably not as big as Game of Thrones. But I do think Game of Thrones was one of the last things that felt like it was a true cross-cultural event. Everyone talking about Barbenheimer's a big deal. Barbenheimer's a big deal. T-Swift? Maybe. I mean, everyone knows about it. I don't know that it's something everyone's seeing. Well, it's not. I mean, actually, I don't think the theater released it as well as expected. It did fine, but it wasn't as like. Endgame was fucking huge. I mean, Endgame was a true. I mean, everyone saw Endgame, bro. Professional yapper. That's literally my job. Why are you trying to like get one over on me? It's a stream, bro. I get on stream and I talk. Like, so literally what you fucking caught me, bitch. Stupid ass. Yeah. Oh, stop yapping so you can yap about something else. Shut up, bro. Yeah. That's exactly that's what it is. The category is just chatting. I gotta turn the air on. Oh, wait. I need air extension. Bro, that actually reminds me. I was watching I Love Librarian. You know I love Librarian. And he Love Librarian. He's my way into NL fandom. He tweeted this, dude. This isn't looping. This is 2 hours. This is my point exactly. Okay? Whether or not there's a game on screen, the job is just to yap. It's just yapping. Do you understand? NL is proof. It's just yapping. Now, NL's the goat of it, but I'm just saying the same fucking thing. Whether, people are always like, oh, you gotta have a game. Bro, it's not really changing anything. It's not really changing anything. You understand? That's just what streaming is. It's the core of it. Oh, fuck, timer. Is it? Wait. Are you guys not hearing audio? Did I fix it? Did I fix it? No timer? Oh, we fixed it. All right. Then without further ado, I'd like to welcome you to a special Marketing Monday presentation. All I have to ask you to do before I jump into it is please analyze the screen, use your ocular neurons, and determine what part of the screen matches your personal identity. And when you see that, spam me in this week's edition of Marketing Monday. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Marketing Monday Wins and Fails, the show where we go over all of the wins and the fails in the last week in marketing and business. And today, we have a theme. Because there have been so many stories in the world of food marketing. We have been collecting food marketing stories for the past few weeks. We put them all into one spot because the trends are insane. The things happening in the world of food marketing and food business have been accelerating dramatically. And I want to catch you guys up on some of the most interesting things happening in this world. Starting with an interesting Twitter thread I saw, a win for the concept of illusion of choice. This comes from Stakeholder Consultant, who talked about the process of apple juicification and the illusion of choice. Now, he pointed out, this is a normal smoothie counter at a regular grocery store. A huge variety of interesting smoothies to choose from. But once Stakeholder Consultants started looking through them, they noticed something interesting. For example, start at the bottom. This is a pink dragon fruit and lychee smoothie. And yet, when you flip it over on the back, it's 70% apple juice. Now, sometimes they'll call it pressed apples to make it sound fancier. That is apple juice. 70% apple juice in this pink dragon fruit and lychee smoothie or drink. Then, okay, this one's got to be different. It's guava and lime. Look, it's different colors. It can't be the same thing, except when you flip it around, it's 66% apple juice. This one, berry set go. That's about berries, dude. That's about raspberries, cherries, goji berries. It's 82% apple juice. This is just apple juice in a bottle with a tiny bit of berry juice. It's apple juice. All of these drinks are basically the same. This one, Tropical Defense, it's marketed totally different. It's about supporting your immunity. It's a super smoothie. It's got mango and coconut milk and is basically 68%, it's 70% apple juice. It's basically the same drink as all of these. You're basically drinking apple juice. This one's Tropical Defense, kiwi, cucumber. Helps give your body a boost by being 62% apple juice. The naked juices, now I like these. I've had these before. Ari and her parents all like these. They have 3 different machines. The green machine, the blue machine, and the gold machine. All designed for different aspects of your body they want to target, okay? Natural energy. But if you flip them around, all of them are half or more apple juice. The blue machine is 71%, and that's the one that doesn't mention apple. The green machine at least mentions apple, and that's only half. This one says blueberry, goji berry, and blackcurrant. It's 71% apple juice. So why is this? Why are all of these juices marketed differently, but all apple juice? Well, the answer comes down, quite obviously, to money. Apples are plentiful, cheap, and easily juiced. And what's important about that is that apples, it also comes down to taste. Money and taste. There's plenty of apples. They're easy to juice. You can get them out on Max, and they're very cheap. And they have a very high natural sugar content. Now, America, our American consumers, have a very love-hate relationship with sugar, in that we hate how much we love it. We don't want to love sugar so much, but we do. We really want to consume sugar at all times. We just hate that idea. And apples, again, have a very high sugar content. Now, over the past few decades, basically since the late 90s, U.S. per capita consumption of soft drink has declined precipitously. We are drinking less and less soda per person, although still about 40 gallons. As of the last measure, it keeps going lower from there. Still drink plenty of soda a year, but it's way down from how it used to be because we have slowly but surely realized that soda is bad for us. And so it's become more and more common to choose alternatives. However, if you stack it up cube for cube, the amount of sugar in a glass of apple juice is not too different from that of Powerade or Pepsi. Okay, it's just as sugary. It just comes naturally with the apple. And so they can market it with this particular phrase that is included on the back of all of these smoothie cans. No added sugar whatsoever. They can put it on the front, they can put it on the back. No added sugar. And because people are so afraid of sugar, this has been a huge marketing win. So you fill it up to the brim with apple juice, which is basically just natural sugar. Just pump it full of sugar so it tastes good. And then say no added sugar and everyone's happy. It's a win-win for you and consumers. The second thing that helps them out, and the reason this is the case, is that we've been adding more and more sugary drink taxes that have been working. So whenever a state, for example, puts a soda tax in to ban drinks of a certain sugar content, there's a sharp drop in sales, which means the taxes work to deter people from buying these sugary drinks. However, even though an apple juice has the same amount of sugar, in this case, as like a can of Coke, it doesn't get affected by the tax. We're starting to tax soda, but not juice. The sugary drinks tax excludes fruit juices that are natural. So it's a very incredible way to both get around sugary drink taxes and attack people's natural proclivity for sugar, and also just spend less. It's just cheaper. And what I found out from researching things even more interesting is that, like, this happens even at smoothie places. People were talking in the thread about how they work at places like Jamba Juice, and like they'll show you the blender and the fresh fruits and the bowls of fresh fruit, and they're making it in front of you. But if it doesn't fill up the cup, they just fill the rest with apple juice. That's like the dirty secret. They just don't show it to you, but they'll put apple juice in there to fill it up, and then it tastes good. It's nice and sugary and tasty. That's crazy. I thought it was like right there in front of me. I was getting the whole part of the juice. The juice is like the least healthy part. So it's interesting. And at the end of the day, we find out that, wait, it's all apple juice? Always has been. Very interesting. Now, that's not the only interesting story in this wins and fails coming off food. Instead, we have a win for condiment wars, which apparently is getting pretty brutal and bloody. Condiment wars. It turns out a long time ago, it was basically this: ketchup versus mustard. We had a few condiments to choose from, and we liked it. It was simple. It was easy. But in the past few years, one of the biggest trends in food has been the explosion of condiment options. People are defining themselves by their condiment choices, whether it's relish, salsa, mustard, sweet baby Ray's barbecue sauce. We're getting fusions, mayo racha, mayo cube barbecue sauce, mayo must. Chick-fil-A sauce is on sale. Cranch, which is ketchup and ranch. 5 different types of sweet baby Ray's. The condiments are coming in fast and furious, and everyone in chat has their own favorites. People are defining themselves again more and more by their condiment choices. Heinz even released one of those fucking soda mix machines, but for condiments.
You've got to check out this new Heinz remix machine. It's like a Coke freestyle for condiments. It was debuted at the National Restaurant Show. First you choose your base. They have ketchup, ranch, barbecue sauce, or Heinz 57 sauce. But then you get to pick your mix-ins. They have jalapeno, buffalo, smoky chipotle, and mango. And you get to do a low, medium, or high intensity on each one. And then you take your cup, you put it down almost like a Coke freestyle machine. And this thing is going to do some real work. So check this out. First you see the base coming down. The flavors are coming down at the same time. And this thing just spins this cup super fast. So it's basically shaking and mixing everything together. And you watch above, you can see the countdown. And as it gets closer,
Makes you proud
it's
to
going
be
to start flashing
American.
red to let you
Salute.
know it is ready to eat. And you can eat this with anything: fries, burgers, any food. It's mixed perfect.
We are in the future, ladies and gentlemen. Regular ketchup no longer cuts it. People need more. And it created one of these hilarious headlines: America's condiment invasion is dividing households. Quote from a wife: "I want my fridge back." This is an example of her, Kathleen Wallace's fridge, which is now stuffed to the brim with different condiments, arguing with her and her husband. Her future husband was always dumping sauce on her dishes. He just really loves condiments, and now their fridge bulges with bottles. Not only is our door filled, but we use a shelf for the overflow. Condiment makers around the world are sensing a cultural moment, a chance to make money. Kraft Heinz saw this tweet from the Eras Tour that said Taylor Swift is eating a piece of chicken with ketchup and seemingly ranch, which is a hyper-obsessed Taylor Swift fan tweeted this. They jumped on it and made a ketchup and seemingly ranch bottle the next day. And guess what? This hit with the audience. It hit #1 on the Taylor Swift subreddit. People saying, did anyone else here get their ketchup and seemingly ranch bottle? This sold. Okay? People are jumping on this. The cultural moment of definition via condiment is happening. Even on big streamer subreddits, we're seeing weird talk about condiments for some reason. Like this art that was uploaded today about reaching for the ketchup. I don't know who it's about or why it's so eerily drawn or why it gives me nightmares, but we are seeing condiment talk everywhere. Okay? Speaking of hot dogs, Pepsi got into the condiment game. Hot dogs are better with Pepsi. Okay, that makes sense. You drink a Pepsi with hot dogs. No, they didn't stop there. Hot dogs are better with Pepsi because we're introducing Cola Chup, which is Pepsi Cola infused ketchup. Why, God? Why did we need this? They're marketing it like it's the savior of hot dogs.
Favorite ketchup. We tried it out for ourselves at the timeout office.
I'm getting like a sweet barbecue. It's really good. I like it a lot.
It tastes like Pepsi. But like salty and barbecue saucy.
It tastes like Pepsi, but salty and barbecue saucy. What a review. That sounds gross. That sounds gross to me. I wouldn't want to drink a Pepsi taste like that, so I don't know why I'd want to eat it. The high end of the market is getting into condiments. There's $18 black truffle infused hot sauce, $13 mayonnaise, $15 truffle salt. Again, they're trying to find ways to find rich people to stand out from the crowd in the world of condiments. They can't have regular condiments anymore. They need to have special truffle infused condiments so that you know they have more money. We are seeing fast food restaurants are doing partnerships with Truff to try and put it on their burgers to make it seem special. It's getting insane. $21 ketchup in a tiny bottle. I mean, it's artisan ketchup. All right, we're getting to real interesting areas. Taco Bell took a whole year to make brand new, quote, Bell sauces for their brand new line of Taco Bell chicken nuggets. And their chief marketing officer said the nuggets didn't even matter. We're using chicken as a canvas for sauces. This doesn't look that crazy to me. This is not art. This is just chicken and regular sauces. They're talking about it like condiments have become such a deep, high art. A way to truly stand out from the pack. But there is one condiment of all of these that has set itself apart from the rest, that is truly, business-wise, dominating America. Can you guess what it is? Of these 8, can you guess which condiment is dominating, is pulling away? Some of you got it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's ranch. In America, ranch is the dominant empire of condiments that has become unshakable, unremovable from the throne recently, creating the ranch Death Star, which is the worst thing I've ever asked AI to create. How much more? Actually, the worst thing is this headline. This headline: how much more ranch can America take? Hidden Valley seeks total domination. How much more ranch can America take? They want to dominate our lives. Okay? We are seeing Hidden Valley Ranch take a leadership position in the world of condiments. They are saying things like Hidden Valley Ranch is coming for every meal you eat. Their general manager says, we want there to be ranch occasions at every hour of the day. That is how they are thinking. That is their Death Star. They want total domination of all meals. And you know what? I found this out. He's the general manager of the food business of Clorox. That's right, Clorox. If you're wondering who owns Hidden Valley Ranch, America's #1 new condiment, it's the bleach company. That's real. This company is owned by this company. He works at Clorox, bro. Breakfast is one of our new ways in. And apparently ranch is the condiment of choice for millennials and Gen Z. It's one of the big taste shifts of recent years in America. Gen Z and millennials are eating ranch at a much higher degree than boomers and Gen X ever did. And you can see here, as of 2021 and onward, ranch passed ketchup in condiment sales. You'd think, I mean, mayo still holds the top spot, but it's relatively unchanged and actually declining while ranch is on the rise. Mayo and ranch are our top two? It used to be ketchup and mustard, bro. What happened? And again, they're coming for breakfast. Their biggest growth area, according to Hidden Valley Ranch, is breakfast. So if you start seeing marketing in the future of examples of putting ranch on eggs, hash brown potatoes, that is a deliberate effort by Hidden Valley Ranch and other ranch corporations to try and get you to think of ranch as a breakfast item. So they can capture more sales on every aspect of the day. It is a concerted effort. They're also trying to get it, as more of a snack item. They're seeing Cheez-It Ranch, where they're partnering with Cheez-It to create Cheez-It Hidden Valley Ranch. I mean, they're getting every aspect of things. And even outside of the food world altogether. I'm talking about the beauty space. Ranch can't stop at just food. They want to go after your lip balm. There's now Hidden Valley Ranch flavored lip balm from Burt's Bees. And it's already sold out. It's already sold out. And being resold at a massive $90 markup on eBay. This is a great quote from, so there's a interview with a ranch-obsessed woman. She's in her 30s, loves ranch. And her husband is interviewed. So deep is her love for ranch, there was talk of a ranch fountain at her wedding. There's only one problem, the groom. It's a wedding, said Scott, her husband. It's a little gross to have ranch pouring out everywhere. He was dismayed to find out they were rolling out a new ranch-flavored lip balm. Coming in for a kiss and getting a whiff of ranch, I don't know about that. So not everyone's a believer, but the believers do exist. The domination is real. The sales growth is real. Now, there are limits. They did try to make like a ranch-flavored dessert cream. They tried it for 12 months in Kroger. It didn't sell. People don't want to put ranch on their apple pie. That didn't hit, thank God. There is limits, but they're still trying, okay? And again, with the way our economy is, splitting into haves and have-nots ever more, the wealth gap is widening. They're trying to find ways to go after the high end with exclusive VIP ranch tastings in cities like New York, where they're setting up secret, hidden, private, invite-only rooms where you can try ranch and new ranch products. We are entering a crazy era. But what was really funny to me, and what I have to give them an absolute win for, is when they tried to make it the marketing about not just selling more ranch for their bottom line, but about patriotism. America's flavor is ranch. It's a uniquely American thing. It started here. It resonates with American culture. What is more American than ranch? Now that it's past ketchup and barbecue sauce, it wants to double its sales and go for the king, go for mayo. I want to salute this great country and our love of dipping things in ranch. USA. America is truly obsessed with ranch dressing. And I'd like you all to open up a nice bag of Cool Ranch Doritos, take a bite, and salute. Because the next story is not a win at all. The next story is a little darker. You see, grocery bills have gotten out of control, as we all know. 62% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, making it the main financial lifestyle. People are finding it harder and harder to afford their monthly grocery bill, which again has spiked ever since basically the post-pandemic 21 era and not come down. Again, the rate of growth has slowed dramatically. We are no longer having massive spiking inflation. However, the prices are not coming down. They are still actually increasing, just more slowly, which for the average regular person is a big problem. If you're not an economist, slower inflation is still, hey, I want prices to come back down to where they were. And people are getting frustrated. But thankfully, there's a person who has the answer. The CEO of Kellogg's, who wants to turn Tony the Tiger into Tony the 15th of France. Let them eat flakes. Kellogg's CEO suggests that poor families should consider cereal for dinner, even though cereal prices have also risen 28%. Here's his interview where he openly, on the news... Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, I have to play right here. Here's his interview.
The cereal category has always been quite affordable, and it tends to be a great destination when consumers are under pressure. So some of the things that we're doing is first messaging. We got to reach the consumer where they are. So we're advertising about cereal for dinner. If you think about the cost of cereal for a family versus what they might otherwise do, that's going to be much more affordable. The other places that we like to go is we talk about making sure we have the right pack at the right price in the right place. So having a different size pack that'll have a different price point, that'll take some pressure off the consumer while they're shopping. So those are some of the things that we're doing. But in general, the cereal category is a place that a lot of folks might come to because the price of a bowl of cereal with milk and with fruit is less than $1. So you can imagine why a consumer under pressure might find that to be a good place to go.
Consumer under pressure.
I'm all for innovation and marketing, but the idea of having cereal for dinner, is there the potential for that to land the wrong way?
Good question. The idea of telling poor people to eat cereal for dinner when you're the Kellogg's CEO, you look like this, most punchable face of all time, and you make $4 million a year. Is there potential for that to land the wrong way?
The breakfast continues is expected consumers under pressure. Is outside. Of course, we would.
For that to land the wrong way?
We don't think so. In fact, it's landing really well right now.
He doesn't think so. It's landing really well. It turns out it did land the wrong way. This guy was absolutely roasted on 100 different news outlets. It's so funny. He thought this was like a huge win. He thought he crushed this interview. People were kind of furious. They don't like being told by a rich asshole who definitely is not feeding his kids cereal for dinner. They should just try it, and it would help his bottom line. However, it was more than just an annoying CEO's comments. This is a real marketing strategy, complete with full-fledged commercials.
When I say cereal, you say dinner. Cereal.
Dinner!
Cereal.
Dinner! Chicken!
You can have the night off, chicken.
Oh, okay, I'll go marinate.
Cereal.
Dinner!
Cereal.
Dinner!
Give chicken the night off, because what your kids need is Frosted Flakes, Fruit Loops, and Mini Wheats. This is pretty dystopian. And this was promoted to 100 million people as an ad on YouTube. They turned off the comments, and it was promoted on YouTube Kids. This is for children. Children are seeing this type of ad. I mean, this is fucking crazy. If you're tired of cooking chicken over and over, we got something you'll want to try. Scratch that. You need to try. Turn off the stove, pop open the pantry, and pour your favorite Kellogg's cereal for dinner. That's crazy. That's shocking to me. So I give them a win for the absolute gall. this guy had to think he was going to do this, then brag about it on national TV. Woo, baby. But so far, we've only talked about trends in consumer preferences, okay? What they're choosing to eat more or less of. We're not talking about technology, which is also having a massive impact on the world of food. This is a chart that shows some of the industries that are most likely to be affected by AI as AI continues to grow and become part of the business world. What you don't see here at the bottom is the 99% chance it's going to affect cookbook authors. This is a guy named Matthew Kupfer who posted on Twitter that this week his wife and I were celebrating an anniversary. Okay? And his parents ordered him a very practical, thoughtful gift, a crock pot and a crock pot cookbook. We're thrilled. There's just one minor issue. I'm pretty sure the cookbook was written by an AI. This one, it looks normal, right? Crock pot for beginners. Looks like a total normal book written by Louisa Florence. But if you go into it, you start seeing really weird turns of phrase. Like instead of, not having to like be hands-on when you cook, they call it cooking uncontrolled for hours. Instead of saying finish cooking, they say successfully complete the food preparation. When you look at her name, Louisa Florence, she apparently has the last name of the place of the capital city of where she grew up, Tuscany, and has really no left shoulder and weird artifacting on her ears. Also, no social media presence at all. If you try to find any public record of Louisa Florence, she doesn't exist. Interesting. And if you go to some other cookbook authors, you find the same thing. Weird blurring on their hair and shoulder, like duplication and blurring. Different letters in their name. Is your name Dulsworth or Ellsworth? We don't know. We don't know. And this is happening all over. But if you go to this cookbook and look at the earliest reviews when it came out, they're uniformly positive. And when I say uniformly, I mean literally uniformly. Sometimes they use the exact same words. As a busy professional, finding quick healthy, as a busy professional, they talk almost like you asked ChatGPT to write a review for a cookbook. Very interesting. And they all give it 5 stars, despite the fact that when you read the book, it has absolute gibberish, as was pointed out with people who bought it later, like Sarah M., who said, boy, was I disappointed. The recipes themselves are incomplete or incorrect, written by an AI, I think. Like, for example, there's no chickpea or quinoa listed in the ingredient list for the chickpea and quinoa veggie bowl. The stuffed shells recipe has corn and enchilada sauce in the directions, but not in the ingredients list. It's full of errors and things that make absolutely no sense. It's a joke. This is the worst cookbook I've ever encountered. Every page is filled with nonsense. Randomly missing amounts, random missing directions. Insane. And by the way, this is a food edition of Marketing Monday, but this is not limited to food. We are seeing this in computer science for peer reviews. I saw a very interesting study here that showed ever since 2023, the mentions of words like commendable, innovative, meticulous, intricate, notable, and versatile, which are kind of like AI type buzzwords used more often by ChatGPT, has spiked dramatically. There's a significant frequency of people using these for peer reviews of other people's work. I go into the study. You found this too as well. This is Google Scholar results for articles that mention both unwavering and intricate. For some reason, people started using these 2 words massively more on Google Scholar in 2023. I don't think we suddenly became more unwavering and intricate. I think people are using ChatGPT. So there's a real scare. There's a real fear here of everybody who writes something like a cookbook or something helpful, getting their thing shoved into a learning algorithm and reworded and sold back to people for less. And that's happening all over Amazon. All of these AI-generated crockpot cookbooks and other cookbooks are popping up. Again, some of them don't even bother to finish filling it out. insert number. Here's a recipe we created for you guys. This is Ranch Fiesta ice cream, where you can, I'm going to try to help the ranch industry out. I'll be selling this as part of the Atrioc cookbook, where you add whipped cream, whole milk, sugar, and ranch dressing. Tasty, huh? You guys drooling? Looks really, really good. And you can find this all in the following. Now, my Marketing Monday researcher added this slide, and I am required by law to deliver it to you. The Atrioc official cookbook, aka the Glizzy Gospel, is available to pre-order now. Link below. Can't wait for you guys to check it out. Really is a culinary treat. But AI is only one side of the coin affecting the technology world of food. The other side is robotics. And this guy's not a robot, he just looks like one. His name is Steve Ells, and he is the former CEO of Chipotle. He is starting a company called Kernel. Basically another fast casual restaurant like Chipotle with more vegetarian-friendly options. Looks fine, right? I could go for this. Looks kind of tasty. Maybe it's relatively affordably priced. Could be good. Guess what? I saw a headline. The fast food workers there are earning $25 an hour with paid vacation. This is what I saw, and I was like, damn. Okay, Colonel, let's go. What's the catch? What is the catch? As long as they work alongside a giant burger-slinging robot arm. Specifically, that means there is only 3 employees. So they are getting paid well, but only if they work around this giant robot arm that does most of the building, and there's only 3 of them, which is the reason they can afford to pay them more. Now, this is what's happening. It's a self-serve restaurant like Chipotle, but almost everything is automated, and the humans run the cashier. And it is popping up now, I think, in New York and LA, and they're starting to expand more. But even the restaurant he came from, Chipotle, is trying to do the same thing. This is an example of Chipotle building out their own test automated bowl creator, where the bowl is created underneath the machine, then lifted up for a human to add the final touches. Which is very, I guess you could say, interesting. I mean, I'm not saying Chipotle bowl creator is a job we have to protect, but it is something that, like, this is all coming for the food industry rather quickly, especially if consumers show they don't care if a human makes their food. It's really going to come down to that. If consumers still buy it based on this, then this will happen more and more. And so that is one thing that's happening. This is an example of...
Well, the robots have arrived, at least in Pasadena, California. That's where the world's first ever fully autonomous AI-powered restaurant has opened, complete with burger flipping bots. We sent CBS's Joy Benedict on a taste test.
Flippy the chef makes Spud spectacular. This automated grill gives the meat its sizzle as this restaurant goes robotic.
For this burger, it would take about 120 seconds.
Cali Express by Flippy is the world's first AI-powered eatery. There's new technology outside the kitchen, too.
A cheeseburger.
Order kiosks use facial recognition to remember you, your favorite food, and how you like to pay. Then watch the robots work. No humans required.
So again, I am no Luddite. I am a, which means I don't watch Mogul Mail. No, I'm no Luddite, and I'm not anti-technology, but I don't love the idea of facial tracking when I enter a fast food restaurant high at 2 a.m. to get a burger. I don't love the idea of humans being removed from every single aspect of food production, and it makes me a little bit nervous. So I'm wondering if these technologies are barreling towards us at a rate that we are not prepared for. Finally, there's one last aspect of food and business marketing that we have to talk about. It's not just robotics, not just tech, not just AI. It's medical. It's the medical field. It's the drugs field. Because for the longest time in America, one of the fastest growing weight loss companies was called Weight Watchers. It was endorsed by Oprah, for Christ's sakes. This is Oprah on the cover of Weight Watchers magazine. Love your life, good food, endless energy, abundant joy. It was all about watching exactly what you eat, counting calories, and determining how to get your life in balance, okay? She bought 10% of the company, Weight Watchers, and joined the board of directors and helped grow it to, millions of Americans using Weight Watchers. This is a while ago. This is 2015. In the time between 2015 and now, certain things have happened. Specifically, the creation of weight loss drugs like Ozempic, Wegovy, and Zepbound, which you may have seen in a previous Marketing Monday. Now, I called this the $500 billion drug, this miracle drug that was breaking the stock market, but in fact, it is now closer to the $1.3 trillion drug with how much it's grown even in the past year. The two companies that are the major players, Novo Nordisk and Eli Lilly, are some of the most 20 valuable companies in the world. They have rapidly increased in value, and guess who is noticing? Oprah. Oprah just did a TV special where she announced she's leaving the Weight Watchers board, selling all of her stock, and promoting Ozempic. It is growing by leaps and bounds with consumers. Weight Watchers stock, by the way, down 91% upon this news. Complete fall off. The sales of Ozempic and Wegovy have hit 5-year highs. They're hitting a hockey stick level of exponential growth, billions of dollars of revenue. And again, the people at these companies are saying, actually, I should disclose this real quick. I'm going to give you the negative too, but I should disclose I am a shareholder in Novo Nordisk and Eli Lilly. I did purchase both of these after this video because I thought, damn, there's going to be some money in this. So just want you to know that. That being said, people are from these companies are predicting that the growth will only continue. Again, prescriptions are now at 9 million people. The idea is that prescriptions are used essentially for life. They've surged 300% in under 3 years. Now, there are risks. Popular weight loss drug linked to rare but severe stomach problems. European regulators are investigating them for thyroid cancer risk. I very much doubt that they've invented a pure, good, free lunch of a drug that solves all addiction issues related to food and gambling and has no follow-on problems. But what it becomes down to is whether or not the health benefits from weight loss outweigh the risks of the drug. And if they can convince insurance companies of that, then the sky is really the limit for these companies. And recently, Medicare just announced they're going to allow Wegovy coverage only for heart risks. But this is an interesting area where we are seeing a ever-increasing growth. What's funny is there's so much misinformation on both sides because while I'm sure to an average person it sounds pretty scary, the idea of a drug handling weight loss, when people should just follow, good diet and exercise. I agree. Big companies that make money off people eating unhealthy are very, very scared of this. I want you to know that companies that are noticing the rise of Ozempic and Wegovy subscriptions in America are now spending increasing amounts of money to try and block this at any cost and link it with any health problem they can, because if this does catch on, it will be an absolute nightmare for the bottom line of snack food companies, all of those condiments, fast food companies. So there's a real war of misinformation. Again, these companies have a lot of money and want to say it's great, and those companies have a lot of money and want to say it's terrible. It's very hard to get to the truth of the matter. So I want you to know the reason I'm not covering every single story about this is because some of them are very clearly linked to think tanks funded by big fast food. So it's a real interesting area. But we need a palate cleanser here, because I've walked you through so many interesting trends in the food industry, whether it's consumer tastes, whether it's tech, AI, robotics, drugs, okay? We need a palate cleanser. We need to get off of all of this anxiety food, okay? And I want to give you one thing that Marketing Monday hasn't had in a little while. A fun ad completely unrelated to anything important. I want to give you a win. A win for a little company called, I think it's like Central Valley Nissan, who decided to make a fun ad, and that's going to be our palate cleanser and the end of our episode. Central Houston Nissan. This tweet came out and said, bro, someone give this marketing team a raise immediately. And I decided to watch it, and I was very impressed.
Hey folks, come to Central Houston Nissan, where you get your lifetime warranty on new and used.
They just take viral, eye-catching, like dangerous-looking TikToks, and then they cut themselves in.
Come get knockout deals at Central Houston Nissan.
And these have been blowing up. I mean, I'm talking like 10 million views per video when they used to get like 18,000. But then I saw this tweet. I watched these two, and I checked out their TikTok, and I saw one that really took the cake.
You ever feel attacked by salespeople? Not at Central Houston Nissan.
It blew up. 9.6 million views. 14 million views in that last one. And I checked right before going live, and guess what? According to Google Maps, they are currently busier than usual. Maybe it worked. Maybe they're selling a couple more extra Nissans. So that's what I would end to say. Congratulations on making a fun, good ad by the regular workers of the company. And hopefully they got a little bonus or a check for that. Thanks for watching. Tune in every week for more wins and fails on Marketing Monday. Appreciate you. They didn't. No, they didn't go in, but I wanted to end on a happy note, you know? Everyone say bye, YouTube, and thank you for the gifties. Thank you for the subs. Thank you for supporting Marketing Monday. Again, the subs allow me to continue growing the Marketing Monday team. We've hired Mingo and Stefik, and I think they've really helped level up the quality of our research and add more to the stories, including tomorrow's Was Up Beijing that Stefik has helped produce. I hope you enjoyed this look into current trends in marketing for food. Much love. Thank you, Night Vision, for the 35 months. God damn. FMA Brandel for the 21 months. Scumble for the 7 months. Loud Elf with the Prime. Skr with the Tier 1. Gocho with the 11 months. Fish of Sticks with the 13. Simonation, thank you for the 28. Omen, thank you for the 5. Gibby with the 21. Kami Dami. Your name's Kami Dami, and you've never said one message in my chat. Thank you for the sub. Maddie Kens, thank you for the 2 months. Scorpio, thank you for the 21. Howdy, y'all. Thank you for the 21. Nerd, thank you for the 20. Nick, Nicky Nick, thank you for the Prime. Merlin Man with the Prime. Deju with the 40. 45, bro. Jesus Christ, 45 months? Thank you for the long-time support. Much appreciated. I wanted to watch, there's some very interesting marketing and business adjacent YouTube videos I wanted to watch with you. I think we have time. It's only 9/11. Oh, 9/11. Never forget. So I thought we could do that. We could watch some kind of interesting videos from other creators that are talking about the world we live in and learning a goddamn little bit. For example, did I save one in my notes here? Oh, okay. This is not marketing at all. Do you guys want to watch a dumb video first? I got in my recommended. There's a new duck song. You know that fucking duck song you guys made me watch? I decided to not watch that until I could see it with chat. There's Duck Song 4 as of today, where Quack's profile picture comes from. It's 2 minutes, 30 seconds long. This came out today. I think Hugh Grant in the movie is hilarious. He pulls it off so well. Just got here, chat. I hope to God I didn't miss Duck Song 4. I have some terrible news. I have some awful news. I picture you falling to your knees crying, dropping your phone, it shatters in front of you. Everything goes black and white. Boom, 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 boom. You feel your own heartbeat ringing in your ears. Thankfully, there is a VOD. You can watch the VOD. Your marketing Monday made me drink apple juice and eat an apple. I'm addicted to sugar. That was not the purpose. That was not the intent or the purpose. I don't know that you can blame me for that. If anything, I should have informed you that. Also, eating an apple is not bad. It has all the extra nutrients that make it good. It's when they squeeze it out and you only have the juice, which is essentially just sugar, and you drink that. You're not really getting anything else. The juice is the problem. Apples are a gateway drug? Yeah. The juicer is at fault. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not blaming XQC for Americans drinking too much sugar. But I'm not letting him off the hook either. You know what I'm saying? I'm not letting him off the hook. All right, X? You're still wanted for questioning. We're looking into it. Okay. Let's see. Let's get something serious. What are we going to learn about? What are we going to learn about today? What are we going to learn about? Do you guys want to glizz tube it? Do you guys have any business only videos? Business only videos. I want to learn something. You can drop it in chat. It'll pop. This one doesn't. This is called Glizzy 47. And it's got Scooby-Doo and a hot dog. It doesn't seem like a business. France's obsession with American fast food. Is this recent? Didn't we already watch this? This could be interesting. Is this recent? Have we watched this before? Why the French love American fast food? Why wouldn't they? France is really growing on me lately. I think I've been a France hater. I find out they have 70% nuclear power and they like fast food and they have good bread. They like revolution. They hate rich people. You're growing. We watched this. I remember we watched this. All right, let's see. We did never finish this video on Detective Games. How modern treasure hunting works? No, there's gotta be. Why we can't just stop oil? The real reason college dorms have gotten so expensive could be interesting. Some of you probably Canadian housing, UK's military crisis. What? Their knife broke. The one big fucking Bowie knife they all share. Like what? I'm not too worried. South Korea, that sounds too dark. Steve Jobs' wet dream? No. Come on. Video game economies could be interesting. Video game commercials could be interesting. Is this new?
Video games are very different.
Is this new? Nikki Jakey? That's 5 years old. That's 5 years old, bro. That's older than chat. When they watched Duck Song 4. No, I'm looking for a business video. Like why Starbucks failed in Australia. We've watched this, I think. Science of crowd control. videos. Nobody's... I feel like I saw so many on my feed. I should have saved them because you guys aren't giving me videos that look like they fucking pop, dude. I want to find a video where I feel like, damn, we are learning. We are... Oh, we can watch the one about... this could be good. Japan's massive money experiment is over. Now what? 600K views. Bloomberg original. Yeah, I'll watch that.
Imagine a place where everything money related is frozen in time for almost 3 decades. Your salary doesn't budge, the price of your unagi bowl doesn't change, and the interest rate on your home mortgage is closer to 0.
Well, that was the reality here in Japan. We were used to the price of everything staying pretty much the same.
But it wasn't always like this. Since the end of World War II, Japan has been ground zero for some of the biggest experiments in economics.
Since the end of World War II, Japan has been ground zero? You couldn't find a better way to phrase that? That's crazy. That's a crazy turn of phrase. Wow, 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 wow. That's a crazy way to phrase it.
Older Japanese like Tomiko, a pensioner, and Suetaka, who runs a real estate agency, have experienced a roller coaster of changes throughout their lives. Now, Japan's central bank has decided it's time to end its latest experiment.
Bro, I made Ari go here. We were in Japan, and she was like, all right, I've been kind of planning things, like where I wanted to go, different restaurants and stuff. It's like, where do you want to go? And I was like, I want to go to Japan's central bank. So we took one of our days before we left, and I just stood in front of this building. You can't do anything there. But this is where I went. And I got a photo. I should show you. I'll see if I can get it if we do a video.
Bank has decided it's time to end its latest experiment and exit negative interest rates. For the first time since 2007, the Bank of Japan, or the BOJ, raised rates.
YCC gone, the end of negative rates as well.
So how did Japan decide to manage its economy so differently from the rest of the world? And how is this massive shift going to disrupt day-to-day lives across the country?
Japanese growth hasn't always been this stagnant. At one point, the economy was growing so fast that it looked like it was about to overtake the US as the world's biggest.
I mean, again, if you go back to the 80s, I think I've talked about this before. I've shown some clips, but like, if you look at like movies and culture from the 80s, they're like this. The Japanese are always like shown as like villains buying things. All the cyberpunk stuff shows Japan running the world in the future. It's all like everyone was so sure that Japan was going to keep growing at the same rate and just dominate everything corporate, which is very funny until they had their massive bubble burst. Yeah, Die Hard. Die Hard's a great example. Where it's like Nakatomi Plaza, the boss is Japanese, everything's getting bought by Japan.
Taro Kimura covers the Japanese economy for Bloomberg Economics. Before, he used to work at the BOJ, so here he is with a mini history lesson.
After the post-war devastation, Japan achieved something called economic miracle from the 1960s to early 1970s. That growth was led by a huge domestic demand because the middle-class households were expanding. In the late 1980s, Japan's economy actually accounted for about 10% of world's total economy.
Sheesh!
楽しかったよね。
It was fun back then.
私たちの時にはそんなに困ら
Yeah, a huge bubble is fun. So what we're going to say, there's going to be one of you in one of these interviews. I'm talking about 2021. And you're talking about, man, it was fun back then. I had Dogecoin and Nvidia. It was so fun. Except, you know what? We're not even getting the fun part. we're actually all fucking miserable. That's crazy. We got a bubble and we're not even happy with it.
なかったんですよね。結構お給料も良かったし、ボーナスも良かったので。
それがずっと続くと思ってたわけです。紬の業者はビールで足を洗って歩きよったと言われるぐらい偉い景気が良かった。
Salesmen wash their
At the
feet
time,
with
many
beer.
were flush with cash, and reckless spending was the norm. By the end of the 1980s, the stock market was on the up and up, hitting record highs.
What was crazier was the real estate price. For example, the land price of Tokyo's Imperial Palace was said to be equivalent to the price of the state of California.
Then the bust came.
Yeah, I've heard that many times, where the palace is worth more than all of California. It's like the example they always use for for an obvious real estate bubble.
First of its shock moves, the BOJ sharply raised interest rates in 1989, trying to curb speculation and rein in inflation. The government also introduced measures to cool the property sector.
Nikkei stock price index fell to half of its peak value, and real estate prices also plunged that led to a long-term downturn.
そういうバブルの時代、その当時勝った人たちは一旦バブルが弾けた時にはすぐ倒産の受け目にあったわけですね。バブルは所詮弾けるんです。いつかはですね。
Oh, sorry. Oof, yikes.
倒産の受け目にあったわけですね。バブルは所詮弾けるんです。いつか。
Sorry, bro. I do have to cut you off there. That's not how it works. Sorry, little bro. Have fun staying poor. Stop with the FUD. I don't think you get it. Things are different this time. This one is different. Okay? It always goes up. There's no risk. There's no danger. And I think you're just jealous. He looks jealous.
Authorities had tried to pump the brakes, but instead they sent the economy to a screeching halt.
People in Japan didn't experience wage growth and inflation for about 3 decades. That means one generation for people. I myself, growing up in Japan, learned the concept of inflation from macroeconomic textbook. Living in the world in no inflation make people attach a certain product with a certain price.
物も上がってないけど給料も上がってないがねというのは気づいて、よその国と比較したときにこんなにも取り残されてしまったということですよね。
A small amount of inflation can help drive economic growth by keeping money moving around. Most economies target relatively mild inflation of about 2%. But as you can see from the yellow, Japan's inflation stayed below that for a long time. As things got worse, the Bank of Japan followed the typical playbook for central banks, lowering interest rates. You can see the Fed, for example, slashed rates to cope with the fallout from the 2008 financial crisis. But the BOJ, for more than 20 years, kept at it with its almost flat line. But it didn't help lift the country out of deflation.
I mean, they went negative.
In 2013, the BOJ decided to do something
which is where you have to pay to put your money in the bank. Like, you know how if you have money in a bank, you earn a little bit of interest? It's if your money's in the bank in Japan when they have negative interest rates, it takes a little bit away. That is how low their interest rates were to try and get you to spend. A bonus of that is that isn't mentioned. Hopefully, well, maybe it's mentioned in this video. I don't think it is, bro. This is what's always ignored, is that a country like Japan has the most government debt of any country in the world in terms of debt to GDP. And when interest rates are low, the government can afford to pay the bills on that debt. They can pay the interest every month. But if interest rates start to rise, then the government suddenly is spending more on interest payments than on their military, than on their Social Security, than on everything. That's the scary part. And that is why they can't raise it too much. That's why the U.S. government can't keep our rates high for very long. We have to slash them down pretty soon because otherwise the interest payments get too big to manage.
drastic again. It introduced the quantitative and qualitative easing policy, an unconventional move where they basically print a lot of cash and pump it into the market by aggressively buying Japanese government bonds. It was successful at first, but Japan faced deflation again a couple years later, so the BOJ went back to its box of tricks. In 2016, it adopted negative rates, a move that divided economists. The main goal was to deter saving and also punish banks that hoarded cash, but that didn't really work either. In response, the BOJ invented something called yield curve control.
Yield curve control is an attempt that the BOJ controls not only short-term but also the long-term rates, so that the businesses and households don't have to worry about too much fluctuation in interest rates.
Is Japan screwed when you factor in birth rate? Yes. Japan is screwed for many, many reasons. Demographically, they're fucked. Government debt-wise, they're fucked. There's just many, many problems that they don't really have a excellent way out of. I mean, maybe a massive, massive productivity boom with AI or something can help, get over this. I don't know, but what's wrong with a lower birth rate? If your birth rate is lower than the replacement rate, as in your population is declining, it's really bad. Because as people get older, you want a pyramid style population where you have fewer old people and a lot of young people to support them. But they have a lot of old people and few young people being born, which ends up with a very old society. Old people spend less, work less, and consume, more than they create. And so it ends up with like a really decaying society type beat, It also, what if we buy them? Buy Japan?
Could keep interest rates low by threatening to buy bonds without always having to actually buy them. That still didn't solve everything. Companies couldn't find enough profitable.
You don't need to add type beat. The Zoomers will still listen. I don't know. Sometimes I start talking about interest rates and I think they don't. But if I had type beat, maybe I keep a couple of them hooked. All you gotta do is get one person to be like, you know what? Maybe I get it now. And then they learn a little bit more and they start talking about it. And then later on, they're interested. Do you understand? It's all step one. I don't want to seem like I'm just saying jargon. I hate jargon in economics and finance and business. I think jargon is used to exclude.
Ways to invest their money in Japan. Many ended up looking abroad for better returns, so much so that Japan became the biggest foreign holder of U.S. Treasury debt, overtaking China. Suddenly, in 2022, all of that changed. Japan finally hit its 2% inflation target. The problem was what...
Yeah, it kind of sucks for us. Japan used to be, well, I mean, as he said there, the largest buyer of our debt. So when U.S. government wants to buy a tank we can't afford, we issue an IOU and we need somebody to give us money now so we can pay them money later. And the number one country to do that was Japan. It used to be China for a long time. Then China's obviously not pro-U.S. anymore, doesn't want to buy our debt. And so it's been Japan, but now Japan can't do it anymore.
Prompted it. First, it was higher energy costs due to the Ukraine war. And second, a weaker yen.
The Bank of Japan continued easy monetary policy to...
What can't the U.S. afford? We can't afford shit. The U.S. can't afford anything. We are so deeply in debt, bro. In terms of actually afford, we can't afford shit. We're still going to buy it, though. We're just going to leverage the future to do it. Afford these nuts, sussy. Just print money. If you just print money, you will get inflation. So what they do is they issue IOUs. They do debt. If they're like, I want to buy this tank, I can't afford it. We'll print some money and buy it. That will lead to inflation very quick. But if we say we'll issue a treasury bill, it's debt. Take it from someone else, and then you don't get the inflation when you buy the tank. But then you have so much debt you can't afford it. Are there any countries not in debt? I mean, I can't think of any that are not in debt, but it's like, it's a scale problem, If you're at like 50% of GDP, fine. If you're at 80% of GDP, getting kind of bad. When you're at 100% of GDP, like your debt's equal to your whole yearly GDP, that's a real problem. We just passed that in America. And once you're at Japan's level, where it's like 240% of GDP, it's like beyond saving. They will never, ever, ever pay that back. It's an end game of like trying to keep the interest low and trying not to get massive inflation as they print their way. It's just not, Gotta read The Deficit Myth. I've read The Deficit Myth. It's fucking trash. It's good as toilet paper. I'm not going to get into it. The Deficit Myth is written... I will say one thing about The Deficit Myth by Stephanie Kelton. Okay? It's fucking right over there. I read it. Do you guys ever see that episode of... I'm going to say it in a way high IQ people can understand. There's a Rick and Morty episode where... this one. This will really, you guys will get it, okay? Where Pluto is being shrunk so much that it's no longer going to be a planet. This rich guy is mining Pluto so it will no longer be a planet. And they need a dumb patsy to come out on stage and on TV and say, Pluto's great, Pluto's a planet. This is Stephanie Kelton as the ship sinks. This is her coming out and saying, yeah, we can spend as much as we want and there will never be consequences. This is her saying there's no problems. Every country that has had problems, I'm categorizing them different, arbitrarily. But the ones that haven't had problems yet, they're in this category. And that's proof of my completely unmathematical model. And there's a lot of people that love to jump on this and say the MMT is the solution, it's the future. It's gibberish. I mean, anyway, this is what it is. And we are dealing with the fucking problems of this line of thought, that you can just print energy, that you can just print... Hey, is that Linkus? Linkus! Linkus, I'm going to be in your home country soon. Wait, what did he say? User Linkus7. Wrong country? No, I'm going to Copenhagen, but then we're going over to Malmo, Sweden. Because it's a visit IOI. I call him Blinkus the way he rips blinkers. I was reading measures. Anyway, what's up, man? Good to see you. Glad you're doing good. Very excited. If you can. I know you guys have weekly meetings of all Swedish people on Zoom. Can you tell them to be ready for my arrival? Can you, like, just during those calls be like, hey, my friend Brandon's coming. Treat him all right. He's a good. Do it like that. Fire up the meatball ovens. You know, just give me a leg up. Will you tour IKEA when you're there? It's sad to say, but the only previous time I visited Sweden was when I was 20 years old. I went to Jönköping, Sweden to go to DreamHack. And the first thing I did was go to the world's largest IKEA and eat meatballs. And so I've already lived the stereotype. I've already done this. I could not afford any furniture. I just went. There's an ABBA museum? Oh, maybe I will go to that. From the outside, we always see stuff. U.S. do crazy stuff like land on the moon, have $1 trillion companies. It's hard to fathom the movies not affording anything. Well, again, when I say can't afford, I mean like in the way that a person buying a Gucci belt on Klarna can't afford it. You know, you can get the belt. We don't stop ourselves from getting anything, but afford it is the money we have. Like you can't. It's not smart. It's things we don't have the money to afford. It's like using a credit card. Yeah, anyway, let's watch this.
Stimulate the economy and even inflation. However, the other major central banks hiked rates in order to fight inflation.
Eventually, it was external forces that pushed Japan toward ending its experiments. In other words, it was not the sort of inflation that Japan wanted because it wasn't coming from consumers spending more. Wages stayed low, even as inflation hit 4.3% in January 2023, which was the fastest in decades. But it still caused the yen to weaken, boosting profits at companies like Sony and Toyota, which sell products abroad. That finally brought about some signs of change.
The business leaders who used to be reluctant to raise compensations in the fear of having a lot of fixed costs now started to become open to raise wages.
The main labor unions secured the biggest wage increases in 30 years. So finally, on March 19, 2024, the BOJ took a big step.
The Bank of Japan has ended negative interest rates 17 years since the last hike.
They're scrapping the yield curve control, and they're also going to essentially pare back their purchase of ETFs.
Raising the interest rate from negative 0.1% to a range of 0 to 0.1% doesn't seem like much.
It is so small,
but it does
but
put Japan back
it's
in
a
line
signal.
with other economies. We asked at the top
But
that
it's
if
so
Japan's
small.
negative rates experiment ends, what now? Well, here are some of the changes we can expect to see. First, mortgages will get more expensive for the first time in decades, and interest payments on the government's more than $8 trillion of debt, which is about twice the size of the country's economy, will increase. The same.
That's what I'm saying. That's why they can't raise them too much. The government raises interest rates to stop inflation, right? That's where they do it. But when they raise it, they also have higher debt payments, which is very scary for the government because they don't want to spend all the money they make every year on interest payments. And so when you have as much debt as Japan does, they just can't, they just have to pray they don't get inflation. Because if they do, they're kind of stuck. They have a very limited window they can raise it. Anyway, I think that's it for the video. That's it. If you're not busy making a video, I have a weird Swedish perspective on Klarna. Sure, jump in the call, Linky. Linkus, give you a call. What's up, Linkus?
Yo, how's it going?
How is all of the weed smoking you've been doing?
Yeah,
Simple question. I don't know.
It's not the flu, Chad. I've just been hitting so many dang wits.
Oh, I forgot you were sick. You're sick, bro.
Yeah,
you got
at this point, I just
Pax rot.
accepted any convention is just the flu. That's just how life is now, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm almost scared to do another convention because I did Genesis and I got so fucking sick afterwards that I didn't want to.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. What'd you want to say about Klarna?
I think you guys got this wrong. Or maybe this company is just, maybe it's just only not evil in Sweden because of the laws. Okay, so Klarna became super popular in Sweden.
Yeah.
If you go to checkout, a lot of websites will not even offer you anymore an option to use your credit card or your debit card. So first of all, and when you check out in Sweden, right?
Yeah.
We just have your kind of like social security number, which is widely used. It's just your date of birth and 4 random digits. It's your ID number. So when you check out at any website for years, you just put in your ID number, right, on the website. It immediately takes all the information from the system, your address, etc. And then you just get a free receive the product, and then within 14 days decide if you want it, and if not, you return it. It's all through Klarna. That lets you, without having to lose any money and deal with the return, get a product and test it. Also, every website offers you a quote-unquote free payoff plan that is like 24 months or 36 months, depending on the amount. And the only cost is that they charge you, I think it's $4 per bill that they send you physically, okay?
Yeah.
And the reason I also don't understand why you Americans are like, well, maybe it's 0, but if you miss a payment. As someone who's not financially responsible, so I never remembered anything I paid for with Klarna. And since it wasn't, as it was free, I just did the 24 months. So here's how I would pay my bills. I would buy something, not pay it, and then I would get the reminder in the mail being like, hey, shithead, you missed your payment.
They call you shithead.
Right? Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So if you were a week or two late, you can just go in, pay it, they don't charge you anything. When you're a month late, which I was, you get one reminder, and that reminder fee was usually like $8. Then, if you're even more stupid like I was, I'd forget that reminder and then get the second reminder, and then it was like $20. Then only once did I forget the second and third reminder.
Well,
and then
I guess
got,
how
like,
big was the
50 bucks.
purchase? Like that, it really comes down to percentage of the purchase. Was it?
No. This was a flat amount. It's a flat amount. The late fee is like $8 flat. And then if you're past that second one, Klarna sells your debt to another company, and then your debt is set at like 300 kroners, which is like $30. So like, I'm just saying that no matter how much you borrowed, if you have a late payment, they only charge you like $8 as a late payment.
There may be Swedish laws that are limiting the ability to upcharge on payments for late payments, or maybe that's it. But you know, the reason I'm against it is that like there's a proven link between being able to stretch out your payment like that and then spending more than you have. So people will buy things they wouldn't buy based on their current income when they can Klarna it, which makes it more likely that they're going to buy something they can't make the payment on. And then once they don't make the payment, that's when they start hunting you down for fees and charging you. So they make it seem like
this is true, but you're thinking it the wrong way. Okay, you have to remember that Sweden taxes everyone so hard that no one has money. So the only way that we can't afford things is to do the payoff plan. Because like as a nurse, my income was $12. I had $12 an hour as my hourly salary as a nurse. A doctor on average makes $50K a year. You can't afford to buy anything without the payoff plan.
I see.
So you're misunderstanding. At first, who afforded? We have to do payoff.
Listen, you guys are doing something right. Everyone there is happy. All right, the happiness scores just came in, and America's dropping, and Sweden's still high. So either you're faking it or it's working. But I do see that that is crazy. $50K after med school.
Well, med school is free. I mean, they do give you
it's
like
free though. You get what you pay for. That's the problem. When you go to Swedish med school and it's free, you get a crappy Swedish doctor. But if you go to American med school and you lose 200 grand and you're in debt forever, that's when you get a good all-American doctor, okay? Someone that really is desperate to prey on poor people for money.
I think this is where the skill issue lays, though. What the smart American would do would be to go to Sweden, get the doctor's education for free, and they give you $400 a month to help you with your study costs.
Right.
Then you go back to America, and I double-checked it. The only thing that doesn't equivalent is your residency. So get up to your residency, move to America, zero student debt. Now you get $200K salary, and you're rich.
That's actually genius. Except if you're an American, I think Sweden will not pay for your schooling or let you come in as a citizen. So really the smart thing to do is to be a Swedish person, maybe a Swedish nurse, start streaming, get all your school paid for, do that on the side, and then move to Texas later on, put on a cowboy hat, play speedrunning games in America where there's no taxes in Texas. That would be the really smart thing to do.
Yes.
That might be the genius plan all along. Make bank. That's fun. I'm super looking forward to your guys' wedding. I'm very excited. I'm going to wear a cowboy hat. I'm going to have 2 guns. I'm going to shoot them in the air when you guys do your vows. It's going to be awesome. This is going to be an all-American wedding.
Yeah. You know, important question. Point Girl told me this at PAX. He said, you know what's funny? He said, I think that you are the most redneck friend that I have, and you're Swedish. So here's the question. Would you agree with that statement? Do you think that
I would not agree with that statement. No. I think Point Crow must live in the most liberal bubble of all time. If that is his most redneck friend is a Swedish transplant who just moved to Texas, that's crazy. No, I have uncles that sit on Fox News all day and talk about let's go Brandon flags and everything. I got more redneck people in my circle, I guess, than that. But that's funny. That is funny. I said that. Anyway, I'm excited to go to Sweden. Hopefully, I'm trying to get IOI to get some devs to watch some speedruns. I want to show them some stuff. We'll see if it works.
You should. I will warn you. Actually, one important thing: if you do get the opportunity to play anything, get used to playing with a controller because they do all their testing.
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
controller. So as someone who's been there, I'd recommend you to play a little bit on a controller before, so you know the.
So I don't look like a total amateur.
I totally did.
I will. I'll try. All right, bro.
Yeah.
Much love.
I don't want to hold you
Oh,
up
yeah.
more on stream. Do you want me to send you a few recommendations on what to do in
Dude,
Copenhagen
please
slash
do.
Malmö?
Please do. I would love to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a few things. Anyways, okay. Chat, don't forget, anytime this man says anything stupid, just spam Boomer. Spam it. Spam it.
And the call's over. And the call's over. The call is over. I do love that guy. Linkus. Let's spam Linkus instead. How about that? That does not do Boomer. That doesn't really seem appropriate. It's so funny that the Boomer photo is my photo from the NVIDIA website when they put my face on there, which without asking me to promote broadcast, the NVIDIA broadcast, and it's still there. It's still on the website. I mean, yeah, it's on the program. I'm sorry. I still, because people still send me DMs every day. Yeah, in the installer. Why change something that works? Good question. I was just getting the clip for. I was getting the clip for Eric Senshi for the YouTube video where Jensen goes, and now my friend Brandon will talk about NVIDIA broadcast. Atrioc. Okay, so that was an interesting video. I like talking about that stuff, but now we need something a little different. Like, perhaps, we could do... This is the most likely scenario for a Chinese invasion of Taiwan. 1 million views. Do we do our own What's Up Beijing? That just posted. We could do 4-day work week in the United States. Impossible or inevitable. We could do the increasing reality of war in space. We could do... I'm towards the end of Hollow Knight. How do you get to enjoy a grind to get better? What do you mean? If you're already towards the end, you probably grinded a couple bosses and enjoyed it. I feel like you do enjoy it. I feel like everyone naturally. Maybe. I don't know. It's fun. It's the process of self-improvement, running yourself against the wall until it finally breaks. I don't know. I think it's got to be a personal decision. I thought it would go up considering it sounded like goodish news, but hasn't really budged. What does it mean for the yen? I mean, the yen's been on a slide. Yeah, the yen has been devalued. Again, this move in interest rates is really more of a signal than anything real. Going from negative 0.01 to positive 0 to 0.1 is not an absolute value very much. It's still like the world's lowest interest rates. It's more of like, hey, we're going to try and get them up. So it's not going to make any major moves just yet. I think they're not going to believe in it. And I think, yeah. Anyway, what this means for regular people is that if you go visit Japan, your money goes a long way. That's what I'll say. Without getting too into the weeds, if you are a visitor to Japan, not a Japanese citizen, it's one of the, like, I mean, these past year or two have been just like generationally good times to travel there because the exchange rate has been so good. The yen is so devalued. The dollar's been relatively strong. You just get a lot for a little. You can travel kind of like a king. My meals are like $6 everywhere. Yeah, exactly. It's just like it's a real good time to travel, and you know you're actually helping the economy by being a tourist, so it's not even a bad thing. I should let you know that both grandparents enjoyed Marketing Monday, but explaining glizzies was weird. Oh, you had to explain glizzies to them? What did you say? Huh? What did you say? Because I'm sure as regular people, they said, okay, well, his hands look pretty fucking normal to us, grandson. So what did you say? It didn't make sense, I bet. Heard Japanese people are tired of foreigners. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure tourism's on the rise, but you know what are you gonna do? Can use Klarna to go on a Japan trip? Please don't use Klarna on things you can't afford. That's all I'll say. Despite what Link has said, it's probably not a good idea to use any form of credit. Whether you call it buy now, pay later, or a credit card, or any form of debt. It's debt by a different name. It is a way of trying to get you into a cycle of buying something you can't afford so that they can get you on payments and you pay way more than the thing costs. It's not free money, bro. They are a business. They make their money of people not paying. Of course they would, Lamau. Foreigners are coming en masse and eating luxury meals for cheap. Japanese people, meanwhile, going through it. Seems like every week I know someone's yeah, but again, I can understand their frustration, but like the tourist that's coming is not the cause of this problem. It's their government's decisions that have led to this situation. As long as you're not an asshole, like the tourist is coming and spending money in the economy. It is helping. The tourist didn't set the exchange rate, It's not the tourist that's printing money on the government side. But yeah, that is why they'd be grumpy. I totally agree. Of course. And also, some tourists are assholes, right? At the end of the day, some tourists don't come with any, respect for the country, and like me, I'm classy. What I'll do is I'll come in, I'll wear a giant gold Rolex on each hand, 2 thick wads of cash, $1, $1, and then I'll walk around saying, "Hey, pores," and I'll wave it around, and then I won't speak any Japanese. I'm not going to learn any of that. I'll only speak English, and what I'll do is I'll just say things because I want them to understand me, so I'll say it loudly and slowly. So, where is McDonald's? And then so that's how they know that I'm respectful, that I'm treating their country with respect, that I am, representing my country well. I'm building, and that's how I do it. And that's why I think it's fine. Like, I think when I do that, I am building Konnichiwa. And then I'm like, where's the anime? Because I obviously, as a traveler to Japan, want to know all about anime. Like, is anime real here? Or what? You guys know Naruto? Why aren't you Secretary of State? Too classy, I think. Too classy. Where are the subtitles? Japanese person talking to me in a taxi that I didn't pay for. Where are the subtitles? I don't watch dubs. No, understand, I don't watch dubs, but I don't see any subs. I'm a real Japanophile. The authentic ramen shop here plays 100% anime music, and I think it's so funny and also sad that I know it's from anime. You're the target audience, okay? It worked. you show up and ate there and knew the songs, bro. It worked. Rosen Sweden. He's actually in Texas, bro. Keep up. I deleted TikTok and Instagram, and now I doom scroll on Tinder. Is that bad? I don't know. It's called doom scrolling. So yeah, what do you want me to fucking absolve you? Well, I'm not your dad, bro. Just because I got this mustache. Do what you want. I don't care. Doom swipe, don't. At least on Tinder, you might talk to somebody. That could be better than TikTok scrolling. Yeah, what if we call it happy scrolling? I think if you just change the name, it's a marketing problem. We call it doom scrolling. That makes it bad. What if it's called like, happy scrolling? What I'm doing is I'm giving my brain happy chemicals. Dopamine, dopamine, dopamine. Smile, smile, smile. Happy scrolling, happy scrolling. If you do it like, joy scrolling. If you're doing that, suddenly it's a good thing. Suddenly it's poggies. It's just a marketing problem. Tinder's $14 a week for premium? There's no fucking way. $14 a week? Is that real? That's fucking crazy. No way. Tinder premium cost. Subscription tiers. What does this cost? Get started. It won't show it to me unless I log in. I don't have an account. Tinder Plus is $8 a month. Tinder Platinum is $30 a month. It looks like. So that's 15 every 2 weeks. 30 a month, 15 every 2 weeks. Tinder Gold is 25. It varies by market though, so some places could have more. I could see that. Damn, interesting. That's very high. That's really quite high. And then they have the $500 a month plan, which obviously everyone here has. Because why wouldn't you? That's a good value. $500 a month. Guaranteed to find love. Speaking of which, I mean, I'm not going to be able to do this before I go to Copenhagen, but Rachel and Blur were just here for Shogun Sundays, and they both said they are 100% ready to come back on. They have way more stories to tell. They didn't get to finish anything because of my time mix-up, and they would love to do it. And they, in fact, except for one person who wrote a long Reddit screed apologizing to Rachel, which was a little weird. Other than that, that was weird. It kind of threw her off a little bit. Other than that, they said the community was great and they got a lot of fun comments and enjoyed it. And so they're down to do it. And also, like, a lot of people I don't have a very big audience, but like, because the YouTube videos do all right, and even the VODs get 40, 50K, people, I guess, check them out. Like, they were saying people we're talking to them because they saw them in the video, which is kind of cool. They're like, both Rachel and Blur were like, yeah, people in my life saw that video and noted and said, I liked your experience on the thing, which is cool. Anyway, guys, I think I'm going to end here. I'm actually going to end because I have to start getting ready for Sweden and I have for Denmark. I was thinking of watching a video, but I think I need to start packing and getting ready. And tomorrow I have so much work to do to get all my YouTube videos ready, so I have to upload. So I'm gonna end. Hope you enjoyed the Marketing Monday today. I think it was a pretty good one. Thanks again to the team. They did a great job. Thanks for the subs. Appreciate you guys. I'm gonna rate somebody, and we'll play this outro song. What the fuck is this? Is that supposed to be me? Wait, sorry. Thank you for the 60K bits. Hey, Big A, really appreciate your content. I'm a planetary scientist, and I use your videos to get through the excess sample prep tasks and just the rest of life. Much love. Stay genuine. Keep up the amazing work. Wait a minute. He wrote this full message, and not once in it did he end it with stay glizzy. Holy shit. That's the first time I've ever gotten a message that's a long paragraph, nice message, and it didn't end with like, stay glizzy, Glizmeister. Fake fan? No. Thank you very much. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Congrats on the interesting job. Maybe I should have you on for the interesting job segment. I gotta do that again. You know, it turns out I said the first video didn't do well, so I didn't want to do it again. But that video did all right. It trickled up. It started out like as a 150K video, and now it's like 300 something. Like it trickled up. People liked it over time. So maybe I'll do another one of those jobs videos. It was cool. Anyway, let's watch the end of this song, which is about Glizzy 47.
Heavy, walk up in a 7-Eleven. I brought my dogs, we taking seconds. Got my glizzy weapon, talk aggression, shoot you with my relish weapon. Cardiac, I'ma get it. Fuck you say, Tyler Blevins, mustard relish, ketchup, lettuce, burger, L, don't you?
Do you guys understand that even if my fingers were bigger than average, like they look like hot dogs, that wouldn't mean that I eat hot dogs or like love relish or mustard, or even if, and they're not, they're normal size, but even if they were, that shouldn't, my life wouldn't revolve around glizzies and eating glizzies, and I would just be a guy with bigger hands. That doesn't, do you understand that doesn't track at all? There's no logic to it.
Forget it, Oscar Mayer, rats and fried, KFC, a dumpster fire, in and out, Mickey D's, none of them compare to these nuts.
What? In and out, Mickey D's, none of them compare to D's nuts.
47, send you straight to Weenie Heaven. Walk up in a 7-Eleven. I brought my dogs, we taking seconds. Got my glizzy weapon, talk aggression, shoot you with my relish weapon. Cardiac, I'ma get it. Fuck you say, Tyler Blevins. Glizzy 47, send you straight to Weenie Heaven. Walk up in a 7-Eleven. I brought my dogs, we taking seconds. Got my glizzy weapon, talk aggression, shoot you with my...
Where do you guys think would be an appropriate place to play this song? I'm just interested. Where do you think? Church, wedding, club, gym, DJ, funeral. Okay, excited to hear you guys play that. First one of you to play this during a wedding, I'll give $300. Who are we rating? Spectacore Live? Oh, he's playing TFT. He probably doesn't want a raid. He wants to just grind. We'll raid Mango. Mango. There you go.
My relish weapon. Cardiac, I'ma get it. Fuck you say, Tyler Blevins.
Fuck you say, Tyler Blevins. Bye, chat. Thanks for watching.